Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. It's Fat Albert. Every time I say hey, 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 I think about that show. Okay. I got my phone. Hey, Zenith with fire. Can you hear me good? I've got my phone going through my Bluetooth in my car. I'm just making sure. Good deal, good deal. Thank you. I'm driving home from my mom's. I've been over there all week, and I'm coming back next week. And we're going to be here for a week and a half. So my husband's getting off work too, so we'll be here for the whole week of the 4th. How are you guys? Hey, Polka Dot. Hope you guys are doing good. I kind of been MIA, but I've been busy. Running. I'm 2.5 hours from my mom is where I live. We have a little place there, but at my mom's. But anywho, one of my sisters lives with my mother, but still, I try to go every week or week and a half to help out. We put a baby monitor. A friend of mine lent it to me. We put it in her bedroom, and I gotta change the settings. Set up to alert my phone with human detection. And goodness gracious, Mama moves the leg, it goes off. But anyway, I've enjoyed it. When I haven't been here, I've been able to tune in. I can talk to her, I can hear them, but she can't hear me very well. But anyway, I love being able to watch her and stuff. But was it last night? I can't remember my nights. Usually when I come, since my mom's been sick and we put her on hospice, I stay down there at her house, in case she gets up in the night or whatever. But the way things are going, I'll have to tell you guys about it. It's a kind of a long story, but this time I stayed at our little cabin and at night. And anyway, not last night or night before at 3 o'clock, I have my alarm set for 3:30, and I call my husband and wake him up every morning, even when I'm here, because to make sure he gets off work. And so at 3, my phone kept going off, and my mom was sitting up, and she'd been doing it all night. Didn't sleep worth a flip. And so I looked, and I got to looking, and I saw that she didn't have her oxygen on her. And so I pushed the button, and I said, "Mama, put your oxygen on." And I could tell by her reaction that she didn't hear anything. You know what I mean? She didn't look. Normally, she looks toward the monitor to see where's that voice coming from, but she didn't do it. So I said it again, and I didn't want to say it real loud because I didn't want to wake my sister up because she's been sick. And so the third time I said it, I could tell she heard something but didn't know what it was. So I just got dressed and jumped on side by side, and I ran down there. And uh, she had her eyes closed, but she was sitting up on the side of the bed with her feet, dangling over. And I said, "Mama, you got to keep your oxygen on." And about that time, I got up to her, and she jumped and she kicked me. And she said, and it scared her because she didn't know anybody was in there. And she said, "I'm sorry." And then we started laughing. I said, "It's all good, Mama. It's all good." I said, "You got to put your oxygen on." She said, "I do have it on." I said, "No, it was on the floor." So I put it on her, and I just ended up getting in the other bed. She's in a hospital bed, getting in the other bed, and hanging out with her, watching. She's so restless, but uh, she remembers that she's. So we put her on hospice, and she had gotten bronchitis back whenever I told you guys that it was really looking bad. I didn't think she was going to rally from it, but they had bumped her up, from 2 times a week, the nurses to come in every day, and then a few days walked on, and we had to bring the liquid medicine out, or they had to bring it, and so about the second, but I told them whenever the very beginning, I told them, I said, "Y'all are going to have to call her in a prednisone, because she generally gets bronchitis 2 or 3 times a year, and the only thing that helps it is a prednisone." Well, hospice doesn't know her history, so she's on. She takes albuterol breathing treatments, whenever needed during the day, and she also is on oxygen, and has her inhaler. So they said, "Well, she's already getting a steroid through albuterol." And I said, "Okay, well, I understand that, but that's nothing new. She's had a nebulizer for at least 5 years, and she still was getting the prednisone pack." But you guys, they don't want to, they're not in the business for extending lives. You know what I mean? And I guess they had that. I wasn't there for that conversation whenever they, went all on that leg of it. I wasn't there, but from my understanding, uh, you know, her directives and all that says not to be resuscitated, whatever. So I guess they kind of looked at that as maybe an extension. I don't know, but anyway, they said well, if you want us to call it in, we will, but we don't think it's necessary. And I said, well, we'll try it like this and we'll see. So she started going, excuse me, you guys, downhill, and it wasn't that it was just because she was sick. It was just like everything, you know what I mean? Everything get caught up with her, it seemed like. So I didn't like push it. Well, last week they decided to give her prednisone, and she got it the day before I got there. And oh lordy, she was wired. You know, my sister said she hadn't hardly slept none, and but boy, howdy, did it take her out of that fog. And she, you know, so she hasn't, you know, you guys know she smokes, so she hasn't been smoking. You know, she hasn't even wanted to smoke. Didn't even know she smoked, I don't think. But whenever I got there Monday, she had been taking her oxygen off and smoking. But my sister said, "You've got to watch her, JoJo." She said, she's been, hey, Rachel Wolf. Hey, Blank Slate. Sorry, I looked down. I was jabbering my jaws, you know. But my sister said, you got to watch her. She said, I told her, you know, Mom, I don't care if you smoke, but you need to get me when you want to smoke, because I'm not, you can't have a lighter. Because she said, I would tell her, you've got to take your oxygen off. And she said, and you can't just pull it up, Mom, and put it on top of your head. You've got to take it off. And so I said, she said she just kept like doing it. And I said, well, do you think that she's, you know, doing it to be a shithead, or she's like really don't remember? She said, I think it's a little of both. So, pardon me, Monday, before I got there, my sister went to the doctor and had to go have x-rays, and they thought she had pneumonia. And she said, when I got back, I was so tired, I told Mom I was going to lay down for a minute. And she said, I heard the closet doors opening, and about 10 minutes after I laid down, I got up, and she said, girl, Helen was on the hunt. She said, you know, and you know, Mama's half blind, and she said she was looking for a lighter. I know she was, but anyway, so she's been smoking 2 or 3 cigarettes a day. But it's been kind of entertaining a little bit, just to see the way she is. Like, she doesn't think nobody knows she smokes. You know, my nephew told me today. He said, "Hey, Bitch, I drove up the other day, and Granny was sitting on the front porch, and he said she was smoking a cigarette." And he said she hid it under the table whenever I drove up. And he said, I drove up on the 4-wheeler, and I didn't get off, you know. And he said, and she never did pull him back out while I was there. He said, oh, I know she smokes, but she can't remember. It's just funny how she thinks she's hiding it, you know. But anyway, so the prednisone has got her, like, you know, I mean, she's by far not going to, look, I think I told my sister a while ago, I said, I think she knows. I mean, she's alert, obviously, and she knows who we are most of the time. But she's been very, very confused. And, you know, she doesn't know where she's at, and ask, you know, when are these people leaving? And, you know, stuff like that. That's, you know, I don't correct her. I just go along with it. Well, tonight, whenever I went in there and told her I was probably going to be gone, you know, before in the morning, I'd see her next week. I said, she said, well, I'll be glad when I can go home. And I said, Mama, where do you think you're at? She says, I don't know. And I said, you are home, Mama. And she said, I am? And I said, yeah. And then she started talking about my brother like he was a little kid again. And I said, Mama, you still dreaming about Daddy? And she said, yeah. So, you know, guys, I think she's just like existing or whatever. But the prednisone have kind of given her a false sense of, or given us, I guess, a false sense of, you know, what's to come. But all it's going to take, you know, to knock her back down where she was at is very little. Oh my gosh, you guys, she weighs, I think, like 80, maybe 81 pounds. She's so freaking skinny. It's hard to watch, you know. Oh, thank you, Rachel Wolf. I told her, since she's been on this little spree, I told her, I said, Mama, I said, this was the day before yesterday. I said, we're going to go on a field trip tomorrow. You want to go? I said, we're going to go up. My nephew's building a house right up the road. And he's got chickens in a garden, and it's so pretty. So I told Mom, I was telling her about it. And I said, tomorrow we'll ride up there on the side-by-side and go visit, you know, go look. And she's like, okay. So yesterday I had my little Emma, my little heart, you know, my little niece with me, and my sister. So I asked my brother, he's got a bigger golf cart than what my mom's got. His seat's like, you know, 4 people or 6 people, I don't know. So I called him. I said, hey, we're going to borrow your golf cart so we can go on a little field trip. And he said, I said, that way we can all go together. And he said, okay, keys in it. Well, we went down to my mom's, and I told him, I said, go tell Granny we're going to ask her if she's getting ready to go on our field trip. So she come out. She said, Granny said she's not going. And I said, what? I said, yes, she's going to go. So I went back there and she was laying in bed. And I said, Mama, I said, you don't remember? I told you yesterday we were going to go up to see Joseph. And I said, go look at the garden. He wasn't there. And I said, go on a little field trip. I said, you don't want to go? And she looked at me and she said, I guess. And I said, well, do you want to wear your pajamas or you want to change clothes? It's up to you. She says, I guess I'll change. So Emma said, I'll do it. So I just let Emma do it. Well, I go to get her portable oxygen tank, and I realized, come to discover that they had taken her little, like, purse-looking portable oxygen, and now she's got freaking tank on wheels. And I was like, holy moly. I told my sister, I said, I didn't know this had happened because she's been on the house oxygen, for a month. Anyway, so we thank you guys. Thank you. So we ended up taking both the side by side and that we took the oxygen. But it was funny when my mom was getting ready to get on it on the side the golf cart yesterday. She held on to the like the rails, and she told Emma, she said you like holding my teddies a while ago, didn't you? And Emma said she couldn't believe my mom. I couldn't believe my mom said that. Emma said, Mama, they call her little Mama. She said little Mama, no, why would you say that? And Mama died out laughing. It was so funny. I told her, I said, we all started laughing. Emma looked at me and like did her eyebrows like, what is up with Mama? And we laughed. And I said, Mama, she probably did. And Mama said, well, she had to throw it over my shoulder, I guess. And then we just laughed about it. But normally she wouldn't say nothing like that, But I'm just grateful. We have her family reunion on her mother's family, is next on the 20th of July. But my nephew and his wife are expecting in about 3 or 4 weeks. And seriously, they're real close to my mama. And he said, I kind of was hoping my mom would hang around and wait for Lucas to be born, And my sister said, well, baby, that's probably what she's what she's waiting on, So whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. And I'm just grateful that she's, still got her here and can love on her. But my brother's got him a new woman, a new girl, and we love her. But anyway, I was showing her some videos, and she's like, you give your mom hell, don't you? Because I was like, some of my videos where I've teased her and stuff. I said, girl, yes. I said, she's so fun. I said, everybody, all my life, everybody's like, where did she come from? Talking about me, where did the crazy come from? And I said, come to find out, it's been mom the whole time. She just had it hidden. I said, but now that she's gotten elderly, I said, it's coming out. Her crazy's coming out. Ain't no need in crying. May as well laugh, have some humor about it. Thank you, a blank slate. Have you guys been? Man, I've been like little bits and pieces here and there. I've been, I caught Kool-Aid's thing of Science Girl, Alicia. That was funny. Her little clip she did, I think last week. But I've been, when I have had a chance to get on YouTube, I've been following that Fulton case about the young thug, the trial. That judge is crazy, man. If he doesn't get recused, it's going to be by the skin of his teeth. You know what I mean? That dude. Have you guys been watching it or keeping up with it some? My husband told me he used my car one day to go to work. We were working on it. Hey, Commander, Alpha Turkey, what up, Sugar Puss? He said when he got home that day, he said, I think you need that. He said, you don't hear that roaring when you drive? And I said, I don't ever pay attention to it. I said, I'm usually listening to something. No, I hadn't heard it. He said, I think your rotors or your drums or something, he said, need rotating or whatever you do to them. And ever since, it hasn't happened yet, but ever since he told me that, it's like it's all I hear now, and I had never heard it before. So I know I do too. I laughed. I saw her. Okay, so I saw the one that Kool-Aid did, and then she went live again a couple of days later and addressed some of the comments, I think. And she said, "Oh, it's the Fulton County. It's Young Thug. It's like a RICO case, and it's Fulton County. I think it's Georgia. Another, and the judge, Commander Girl, it is something you need to. Oh my gosh, go back about a week and a half, 2 weeks." they had a okay, so you've got the defense and the state, the DA, and so they had this guy that the state was calling, the district attorneys were calling, and apparently they had given him immunity, but they had an ex parte meeting uh, early one morning, and no one notified uh, the other side. I don't know who that would be, the defense. I guess anyway, nobody notified. And somebody told them. So anyway, when they confronted the judge, and the maybe it's the DA. Yeah, I don't know. The one side against the other, but I know it's the state is who he had the meeting with. Okay, so the DA and them, but the people bringing the case. Okay, it's bringing the case against them. But so they were like, you can't do that. It's unethical. Anyway, he freaking had and this lawyer that he threw in jail, he said, I want to know who told you. How did you find out? He said, it's not the fact that I found out. You should have told me. And I mean, it was like heated. And he said, if you don't tell me, I'm going to freaking hold you in contempt and you're going to jail. And this is like right in the middle of the trial, And he said, well, sir, I don't want to go to jail, but I can't, I have to do this for my client. It's not fair. He ended up, it got messy, you guys. He ended up throwing him in jail. They had the bailiff take him from court. And look, the DA had to stand up after they went to a recess. And the DA stood up and said, Judge, you're going to have to do something because you can't take him away from his client. I mean, he's got to be able to, you're going to have to work something out. He's got to be here to help defend his client. And so the judge pulled him out of court and told him that he was getting 20 days, but his days would start Friday afternoon after court until Sunday night at 6 for the next however many weeks until it took him to get 20 days in. So he was going to let him still make him go to jail, but let him be out during the week. It even got so far that the guy that he was throwing in jail asked him if he could be in the same cell as his client so he could have that time. They could have that time to work on the case and stuff. I mean, it was crazy. So you guys, apparently in Georgia, there's a board that represents attorneys or the attorneys that fall into that situation where they're found in contempt or whatever. And they represent them. There's a board. So, and it's like some of the best lawyers in the whole state. So the president of that group started representing him, and she was in court that night at like 6:30 and was telling the judge he needed to, take himself off the case because he's like broke all the rules. Anyway, he still won't do it. So today they're trying to get him recused. Isn't it crazy? Commander, that was like, so it got even crazier today. You should have, hey, Latin, I'm driving Latino XOXO. Hello, babe. Hello, thank you for coming in. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my mom and them, they have a pretty place, that's for sure. It's I spent the first 2 days mowing and weed eating, and it looked so good. When I left a while ago, I was like, my headlights shining in the backyard, and I said, gosh, girl, you did a good job. But I love doing it, mowing and weeding. But come on around me, dude, because I'm not gonna get no ticket. I got one about 2 months ago, so I'm not getting another one. But anyway, ex-friend of Mallory. Okay, well, gosh, Latinx Mallory, I see her more on TikTok than I do anywhere. I don't know. She's like changed her whole platform. It seems like I haven't really been keeping up with anybody. I hope it was a peaceful and amicable breakup. I know, been there, done that with Mallory. But all's forgiven. Life's too short, for. But I'm telling you, this platform has changed. Gone is the days of, the way she used to expect donations and stuff. I mean, I loved her and everything, but the way the people are on tragedy penalties. I mean, not that Mallory would have cared, because she definitely has that, position to where she can not give a rat's patootie. Oh, Art. Okay. Gotcha. Earth. Hello, love. I know. Yeah, I am doing good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm driving back home from being my mom's. I wasn't going to leave till in the morning. And I thought, I could have called Mark at 3:30 and wake him up. How about I just wake him up with a little smooch on the face and surprise him? She read that book. Where are my 15? Oh, right. Well, listen, you guys. I don't know where you guys find yourselves on the political stance. Red, green, or indifferent. But I'm just here to tell you guys. Some of the TikToks I've seen her make defending Biden has been mind blowing. And I'm not saying I'm not Democrat or not, but I'm just saying what I've seen. That man is not capable of doing a debate, much less run. I feel bad. Like he needs to be in a nursing home or at home being cared for. It's bad. It's embarrassing, and I don't think it's his fault. I don't think he knows what's going on, but I hold his people responsible, and his wife needs to speak up and say, "This is not good. My husband can't do this anymore." It's pathetic. I'm not, no matter who was running against him, I would say that. But anyway, Mallory, I've seen her do several videos, like, just acting like, I don't know, I can't remember what they were, but I was just like thinking, gosh. And then a few days ago, I saw something. I said, I wonder where she's at on the Biden thing now. It's quite entertaining. And then, they say that the president's been found guilty, but he can still be the president even if he's at Rikers. I was telling my sister, I said, girl, I never did I think today that we would hear that come out of somebody's mouth. How asinine is that to think that, a possible president's going to be voted back in, but he may be in prison. Who in the hell would have ever thought something? It's like the wheels is off. The wheels are off. The wheels on the bus are off. It's crazy scary thinking about the shape of this world. Yeah, right on. I know. Well, if it wasn't so darn cold, I'd move. I'd want to move too, but it's crazy. I saw, and then what, really freaked me out was whenever the Russian warships and all that stuff was going to Cuba for the summer to hang out loaded down with missiles. Why? Why? Do they want to just hang out in Russia for the summer? Cuba? Very scary, very scary. Is all I can say. Or it's good to hear you too, babe. Or see you. I've been missing everybody. My sister said, did you do away with your channel? I said, no, girl, I've been busy. But I'm not fussing because I'll be busy as long as I can, as long as my mama is still around. I don't want her to be, suffering and be around, because quite frankly, I wouldn't want to be in that situation, and I sure don't want her to be. I was thinking the other day, when my dad, he knew he was dying, he knew he had cancer, and we had many, many, many conversations about, him wanting to go earlier before he went. But it was so funny how things take care of themselves. Like the week before he passed away, it's like he forgot that he was passing away. And I believe in the good Lord, so you guys may not, but so whatever your belief is, but I believe the good Lord, like, takes care of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of where my mom is at. Like she's, she's aware, but she's not really aware. No good. Oh, good genes. Oh, thank you. Well, I don't know, girl. I'm here to tell you, or maybe you're sir. I don't know. But let me just tell you, I looked in the mirror today, and I was like, holy moly. I'm just here to tell you, getting old is not for pussies. And it sucks how things just hang on you the way, you know what I mean? It's like, it's something else. Mid Mama, hey babe, how's your son, sugar? Oh, you are a commander. Is your family or whoever, are they on hospice or right? Okay, well I'm 50. I'll be 56 this year. So, oh, thank you. I'm driving home and I thought, you know what? Instead of finding something to listen to, let me just find somebody to chat with. Uh, Commander, I'm telling you, my dad, whenever he was on hospice, can't go to a doctor or a hospital or whatever. So he went to the ER one night because my mom and my brother got scared. He was delusional, and they gave him drip and all that. So he got kicked out, but they re-upped him in the hospice program. But my dad was on hospice for a year and 3 months before he passed. I mean, he was on there for quite a while. Um, but they had to every 6 months, whether if you haven't expired, I guess they have to re-up you. But it's so nice to have somebody from the outside coming in, because my sister, she is a trooper. I mean, she's an ass kicker, but still, it is taxing when the caregiver. I'm here to tell you, it's as hard on the caregiver as it is on the person sick. It is a lot. Oh, okay, you're with him now. Good deal. I'm so glad you got to go see him. Oh, okay, moving home. Okay, gotcha. Okay, not hospice yet. I know, right? That's what I said. I told my sister. I said, I think she's gonna pull out of this, girl, because we would say that. You think she's making a turn, or is she, So, uh, but I've come to realize that. I mean, she's not. She's doing pepped up a little bit, but it's strictly because of the prednisone. She's not because she's now she is eating a little bit more, like you know 2 bites instead of one, but um we have to tell her to eat or drink, something. I'm gonna stop and get some Petro real quick, but I'll pump it. I mean, let it pump off. Hold tight. Oh shoot, they're not open. I thought this place was $2.97 for regular. I don't know what gas is in your neck of the woods, but that's what it's going for here. I was watching these people, and they live in Alaska. It's called the Summoners or something like that. I was watching them last week, and her husband was getting fuel, and it showed $7.96 a gallon in Alaska for regular gas. You guys, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to fuss anymore. That is crazy. Okay, Mint Mama, love you. Y'all be careful going home. But everything, and they sometimes this family that I watch, they take you on like to the grocery store and show you the cost of so much stuff has to be, I guess, shipped. I mean, it's not brought in or whatever. So things are expensive. Groceries. I mean, I think it's expensive here. Uh, I know it is. I know it is, but there's been so many little restaurants. When I was driving up the other day, I noticed so many little restaurants that have closed because um, they had done went up as much as they could, and they just couldn't pass on any more, price increases because it's costing them so much. It's a shame. It's a shame. So, Earth, I saw that you had a video about, what was it? Oh gosh, it was about, I can't even remember what it was about, but I did smoke earlier. So, but anyway, I did see either a video of a title of a video you were going to do or have done, and I read it, but girl, I can't remember right now what it was about. It was about somebody, or no, I'm not saying in a bad way, but you mentioned another creator's name, and I can't remember. Yeah, whenever I lived up north, I had the luxury of like walking to places like that. It's really nice to have that convenience, but it's also nice to be out in the country. They have their perks for sure, and the downfalls. Okay, let me see if I can squeeze in here. I finally found a station that is opened. Oh shoot, I want to go to the bank, get some cash. Oh, I can do that when I leave. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah. Bullhorn. I guess that's what it was. Earth. I couldn't remember. So I saw a blank. $1.49. Gosh, that's good. Xena with fire. Uh, that's really good. What part of the? Well, you ain't got to say where you're from, but what are you in the States? I can't remember. Uh, I saw a blank screen had did put something up about Bullhorn that she, or I saw where somebody said that she had a little attack or went off the deep end or something. Oh, in Canada. Okay, right on. Well, you got that good gas prices and uh, the good health care, huh? I don't know if the health care is that great, but I'm just saying. I know I've heard. I think you guys don't have to pay for it or something, but I'm sure it comes with its downfalls as well. I bought my niece. She likes this trickery stuff, like the candy cigars, and make people think she's smoking or whatever. And like the gum that you pull it, she absolutely poops the gum and it buzzes or something. I always buy her stuff like. Well, there was a pack of these $100 bills, and they're prank $100 bills, and I guess it had 10 in the pack, and she put 4 or 5 of them in my wallet. And I told my sister today, I said, I have got to get those things out of there. It has like given me a couple times. I was like, ooh, made me happy, 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 thinking and then I was like, oh, that's not real. Okay. Snake meat. Oh my God. Well, Latino XOXO, let me just tell you, I would not. I'm so scared of snakes. I hate snakes, so I sure wouldn't like their meat. I don't know who you were talking to, but I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you about me. Uh, but yeah, so I wouldn't want to. I mean, I like it. To me, I like snakes dead, but I sure wouldn't want to eat one. Not I. But let me guess, it tastes like chicken. Yes, Commander. Look, these things look like the cigars and the cigarettes. They look like they have like a little orange jewel or something in the end of it. And it looks like a fire. They do really from a little ways away. They look real, but I told her, I said, girl, her mom got mad. She's like, that's not cool. I said, well, girl, I used to buy you candy cigarettes, the kind you could eat, and you sure like walking around with them. I said, I don't think that's going to make her want to smoke, make them want to smoke. I mean, they're little. If it does, then I'm sure not trying to promote that. Let me run to the papers. I gotta get marks. Waffle House. Gosh, I love me a Waffle House. Oh, it's pretty happening on this end of town. Yes, it is. Mom's jeans. Hey, babe. Marcy. Hello, love. Hello, hello, hello. It's 1:20 here. I don't know what time it is there, but thank you guys for being night owls and hanging out with me. Cadence Bank. Oh, what time is it where you guys are at? Okay, I'm gonna run. You guys talk among yourselves for a second. I'm fixing to get uh, some money, and then I'm gonna go back and get some gas. So I have been. I don't know how this popped up in my stream, but have you guys ever watched these documentaries about these poor women that have survived honor killings from like India and places like that? Wow. I will admit, Mama, I will, and y'all be careful too. Uh, I've watched this lady one the other day. It's a two part. It's part one and part two, and you guys, it was so sad and just like makes you feel so fortunate to be uh, living where we live. Oh, just say Dang, that's crazy. So, uh, we bank with a credit union. So, around here, any credit union, even if it's not my credit union that I go to and use ATM, I don't get charged a service fee for getting cash or whatever. But if it's not a credit union, usually it's like anywhere from 250, 350. This place charges $5. Holy crap! Ridiculous, plumb ridiculous. Wait, oh, okay. So that's first time. That's the first. Hell, everything's going up. Even damn service fees for getting cash out of a bank. Dang, I know, right? But yeah, a lot of people can tell by the hey, Lace with Lacey, how are you, sugar? Long time no see. Yeah, a lot of people can tell by the beep beep, like what number you're pushing. Oh, okay. Now I'm going back to the gas station. So I'm so glad that you guys, that my brother has found happiness. It seems, and you know, I worry so much about him and about, you know, I just wanted him to be happy. So he's got him a new girl now, and my mom was talking about, you know, you gotta watch him, make sure he don't get in no trouble. And I said, I think he's got it figured out, Mom. I mean, he's, you know, he's got it figured out. She said, well, you know, he'll get in some trouble. You know, he gets into everything. And she was referencing him being little, and I thought, well, you can still get in trouble and be big, I know, but I'm just, and you know, this, you know, she was so toxic, man. I just like could not believe that he couldn't see it. You know, I mean, when you're in it, you can't see it, but it was everybody. I mean, everybody could see it, and it was like the worse she treated him. No shit, the worse she treated him, it was like the more he freaking like was eating her up. I couldn't believe it. I told him, I said, man, you need to like take a break from the situation and look at that. Okay, let's see. I heard you talking about the candy cigs. Oh no, really? Oh no. Well, uh, I'm gonna have to post some pictures. Of my nephew, he was probably 3 or 4, whenever the first time I brought him. And you guys, I don't know if he's watched the Sopranos, but I have got a picture of him, and he's got Crocs on, and he's standing there holding that cigar like he is the mob boss from, you know. He is hilarious. I don't know. I said, "Where did you learn to?" Just the whole his whole demeanor. It was hilarious. I laughed so hard. Oh no! Listen, this bitch was. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, maybe they can help. That's what I told him. I said, "Man, oh, oh well, Latino XOXO or whatever you're, you know, don't. You didn't miss anything, honey. Honey, you didn't miss anything. I promise you that. It was um, just well, you know, unless you've seen one with some gray sprinkled in it." Oh gosh. That's right. Free the bush. Free the bush. Hold on, I'm gonna run in the store real quick and get Mark some cigarettes, and I'll be right back. My keys. Okay. My car. Okay, I'm back. You guys, let me just tell you something. You can't freaking get the rudest heifer, man. First of all, she's outside. I mean, first of all, you don't have to. I mean, maybe she can't smoke the vape inside. I don't freaking know. But still, she's so freaking rude, man. And I was like, do you have any vanilla Cokes? Nope. I said, okay. And so I told her the brand of my husband's cigarette. Don't have those either. And I said, okay. I said, well, you got lottery tickets, so I'll get a couple of those. But I'm sure she was so like, oh, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot to be nice. I mean, dang. I'm too lazy. I have a 2 hour sweat lodge. Zena, what'd you do, Zena? Good night, Commander Alpha Turkey. Love you. Oh, girl, listen to that. Let me tell you about that, Mom Jeans. Okay, we're still in litigation. Nothing happened. I went to court 30 days after with um, whenever I went and pressed charge on her. So I went to court. The judge, she didn't show up, so naturally she was found guilty. But as far, I hired an attorney, and he sent me. Now listen to this. Correct me if you guys, if y'all know anything to be different, but my lawyer, which I'm a little perturbed at because I've got some. I went to school with this guy and his wife. We all went to school together. So uh, I went. My niece that was with me uh, didn't go with me when I went to my appointment, and she went when I went and met with the attorney, and so she went. This really pissed me off. She went about a week later, and she called me after she left and told me what he said, and I got so freaking mad. I called him. Have a good evening. I called him and I said, well, let me tell you what was said first. She said, she called me. She said, okay, well, first of all, I need to say this. So the person that the altercation was with, the one that attacked me, she was a black woman. So I tell the lawyer he knows all that. So when my niece goes in to see him, the first thing he said to her was, "You know what they're going to say, don't you?" And he said, "No, what?" He said, "They're going to say that BJ called her the N word." You guys, when she told me that, I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh, I'm freaking calling his ass." I said, "Let me go. I'll call you back." So I hung up and I called him, and I was so pissed. I said, "Mark, let me tell you something." I said, "I just got off the phone with Tammy, and she told me what you said." He said, "What are you talking about?" And I told him what she said. He didn't say anything. He just, I said, "First of all, you've known me basically my whole life. I don't talk like that. I don't say shit like that. Would never say that. But let me just ask you this question. Let's just say that I did. Is that breaking the law? Is a word breaking the law? And did her opening my car door and beating, assaulting me, is that against the law? Because I think that is. You've got to be freaking kidding me here. So that pissed me off, okay? And he didn't say hey, James Blonde, he didn't say anything to me whenever I was in there, signing my 33, giving him 33% of whatever, you know what I mean? He didn't say jack shit about that. Never even acted like. I mean, I told him verbatim what happened. And I mean, damn, if they get the security footage, why lie? Hell no, I didn't say. I said, I don't even know how to fight, and I'm not stupid enough to think that if I did say that, I could probably count on getting an ass whooping because I would deserve it. So I damn sure ain't gonna go around and say shit like that. I don't do that, man. I don't talk to people like that. I would never say that. Ever would I talk to somebody like that. But for him to say that, so what? I mean, I didn't, but still, dude. So anyway, that's probably a little bit of behind my pissiness with him. Uh, so I just kind of haven't had the same warm fuzzy feeling. You know what I mean? So he sent me this thick envelope. Oh, I don't know, probably around the first of the year, and it was from okay, well, first of all, he told me that once I go to court, which I already did with her, that she's out of the picture. Now it's between me and the establishment that she worked for, the fast food chain Rallies. It's between us. He said she'll be out of the picture. So this is what he told me. Well, I checked in with him to find out what's going on with it, and he told me, well, I'm trying to get her served. And I said, get her served. And he said, yeah. And he said, and the problem is she's a minor. And so I have to serve one of her parents also. I said, she's not a minor. He said, well, she's not 21. And I said, okay. And I said, well, you told me that she would be, I mean, what is she going to, do for this? I mean, really and truthfully, did you get the security footage? Have you watched the film? He says, no, I've got to have, the judge has to order that. And I said, okay, well, if you can make that happen, we probably won't even go to court because, hello, it's pretty slam dunk shut as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the tape will tell it all. And he said, well, I haven't seen that yet. And I said, okay, well, I don't know what subpoenaing her. I mean, what do you think she's going to do? Get up there and, I mean, all she's going to do is not collaborate what I say. Obviously, she's not going to go along, whatever. So I felt like he was just like stalling and, you know what I mean, coming up with a reason to stall. Then he sends me in January this big, thick envelope, and it's actually a letter from the restaurant, I mean, the fast food place's attorney, and they're saying it's a bunch of shit, like interrogating me, asking me all the. So he sends it, he forwards, he does a cover letter and tells me what is in, you know, what it is. They sent this letter, and they're wanting all these questions to be asked, and then this is the part that really put the nail in the coffin for me with him. You know, whenever I went in there and we signed the contract, 33% and all that crap, they had reached out and wanted to get a copy of my medical records for the last 15 or 20 years. I can't remember. And I said, no, absolutely not. That's none of their business what my records were prior to this. And hell no, I'm not agreeing to that. So we drafted it and told them they could go back 2 years. That was all I was willing to do. And I signed releases for the places that I went to, okay? And for them to get the records. So in his cover letter, he tells me also, do I not answer these interrogations as best you can, and also include your any medical records you have. I was like, whoa, let me read that again, because I know I just read that wrong. Okay, first of all, this is 2024. Who in the hell is going to sit down and write so many questions, you guys, and it's stupid, redundant questions like, have I ever been in an accident like this and had to retain an attorney? Okay, if so, when? What was the outcome? Did I win, lose? How much? That kind of shit. How much was I awarded if I had? Have I been in one since this incident happened? If so, I'm just shit a lot. Like, I don't even know how many questions, but it was a lot. Okay, first of all, I've done told that story to the lawyer, and I have no problem verbally expressing it, but I'll be damned if I'm going to sit down with a notebook and piece of paper and write that shit. I asked him, I said, should I just draft it on the computer? And he said, well, I guess if you want to, you can do that. Okay, to me typing it and writing it is like the same. I'm sorry. Call me in your office, freaking get somebody with a damn recorder and ask me the questions and let me freaking answer them verbally, and then you let somebody. I mean, am I wrong for thinking that's the way it should be? Especially with that son of a bitch wanting 33% of whatever I get, and then my medical records. Hello, what was the release for? Why should I go check? I mean, why should I do your freaking job, dude? So I went and got my medical records, and every place I went to, I asked them who has requested my medical records, and I want y'all to know, zip, nada, no one has requested any of my freaking medical records. So I'm like pissed. And I have a good family friend that works, distant family friend that works in the office, and a little information was sent to me that checking on me, wanting to know what's going on with the case, said that she's, she works there. And she said she gets frustrated with the said attorney because other attorneys would reach out to him and make him plea deals, and he won't even call the people that he's representing to run the plea deal, the deals by them. He just ignores them and doesn't return the phone call. So I felt like, without saying that's how he's doing me, that's how he's doing me. So I told Mark the other day, I said, when this gets over with my mom, I don't know, I'm kind of like in a tough spot because, I know people stick together, doctors stick together. So I want to go talk to another lawyer, but I don't know how to, what do I say? Look, I want to be honest, but I also feel like I don't want them to think that I'm somebody that can't be satisfied or pacified, that I'm hard to please, because that's so not the case. I just don't think I'm wrong, and I don't think that I can, I can fire him, but I think I just need to know, do I need to fire him, or can I just uh, in my deals with them. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, judging from reading the letter that the other attorneys, I mean the other side that wrote, I probably could get in touch with them and freaking do the deal. I'm not kidding you, without an attorney at all. But I'm not going to do that, obviously. But because I've signed my life away to him. But anyway, I just need to know if I need to fire him, how I need to go about doing it, or can I just like find another attorney and use? Because I haven't spent any money yet. So that's where I'm at right now. Not a darn thing has happened. Okay. Mom's okay. Is it better now? Is my service better? Let me know if it is. Am I still buffering? Hello? Am I still buffering? I'll have no problem repeating whatever you guys missed. But oh yeah. Well, oh, a bad attorney. Yeah. Well, let me just tell you guys. I'm gonna take this is what I think it all boils down to. Okay, so he graduated 2 years earlier than my girlfriend and I. My girlfriend was his fiance when we graduated, and we were like really good friends. She and I were. And you guys, on our graduation night was also his bachelor party, because they were. I mean, she couldn't wait to get married. As soon as she graduated, she was getting married, and so the night that we graduated, he had his bachelor party. Well, my mother worked at the Shortstop, which is a convenience store, and she worked the graveyard shift. And they had a deli in there and all that stuff. And she was working that night. And he's going to law school at the time. He's not an attorney already. And he goes in there. And my mom says, I was back in the deli. I had closed the deli down, and I was back there, cleaning up. And she said, he was just like wandering around. And she said, finally, he went and stood at the front, the front aisle by where the tables were at, the little tables you could eat at. And she said, and I heard something. And she said, I walked over there, and he is like pissing all over the paper towels and the motor oil. He is so drunk that he doesn't even know where he's at. And so his dad, which is another attorney in town, my mother went to school with. I mean, this is a small town. So my mom called him at home and said, you need to get up here. And I'm sure, look, they were prominent attorneys. They're very well known. I'm sure it was embarrassing. I don't know. But so I believe, so anyway, the next day, my mom tells me about it. Well, I call his wife up, which is not his wife yet, but I call her up, and, I said, hey girl, I said, how was Mark's bachelor? And I told her what happened. Because I'm sure he wasn't going to tell her. So I told her what happened, and maybe I was wrong for that. But I mean, hell, I was 17 years old, and we were good friends, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. So I freaking, you know what I mean? I freaking told her, well, you guys, that heifer didn't talk to me, uninvited me to the wedding, and did not talk to me again. I ran into her several times when I would go home. I would run into her, act like she didn't know who I was. It took our 25th school reunion before she would even look at me. Now, Mark has never, her husband, he's never acted, indifferent toward me. But I think that might have something to do with, I don't know if he got mad that I don't know. But I mean, you guys, I graduated in 1985. This is freaking 2024. We've all grown since then. You know what I mean? I mean, hell. So I don't know if that's got something, I'm just saying, I don't know if that's got something to do with it, or if he's just a shitty ass. Well, I think he's a good attorney, but I just think that I'm not high on his priority list. He's also like the assistant DA for the state or whatever, but I think I'm just not a real high. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'm probably not anything to him. You know what I mean? Probably, I don't know what he thinks. I don't know, but whenever, he's already struck out, and I feel like him saying what he did to my niece about implying that come on, you know what they're going to say, don't you? That she said that, the N-word. Okay, like that would be any kind of justification for that bitch to freaking whoop my ass. I mean, really? Okay. But I didn't say that. But anyway, I just feel like he was unethical by saying that about me, And then, so when I told him what she said, he didn't say anything. He didn't deny it, but he didn't admit to it, I mean, he don't have to. I know my niece wouldn't lie. She has no reason to lie about it. And I can so see him saying that. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely, it is. grudge holder champion. That bitch wins the trophy. Hey, Lanky Tour. Hey, love. I'm so glad to see you. James Blonde. So anyway, so that's the thing with the case. So I'm gonna when this is slows down with my mom or whatever's happening here, whenever things slow down, I'm gonna reach out to another attorney, and I just don't want to come across as being somebody that can't be satisfied, or that I just think that ethically he is. And I'm not going to, what was told to me about him not, returning a phone call, I would never use that as part of my justification, because I would never, I can't prove that, it was hearsay. And I wouldn't want him I wouldn't want him being like that judge in Fulton County wanting to demanded me tell him he told me shit. You know what I mean? And I would never do that anyway, but I just don't want to have him looking side-eyed at people that work for him. Yeah, exactly. Not a high priority case. Yep, absolutely. Yep. Well, my mom, they put her on a prednisone pack, and she has pepped her step up a little bit, but it's just a little temporary fix, I think, whenever the prednisone wears off. But she's been very funny whenever she. Yes. So whenever they brought the liquid medicine, they because the main thing is her just getting, when she can't breathe or whatever, she gets agitated, and it's so hard to see her like that. She don't know where she wants to be, what she wants to do. I mean, she wasn't even. I mean, she was wheelchair. If she got up, we had to put her in a wheelchair, or use her rollator. But I was trying to help her one night, and I put my hand up under her arm, trying to hold her up, and she's so bony, man. It hurt. She's like, ow, and I said, oh, Mom, I'm so sorry. So I got him to bring one of those. I don't know if it's called a strap or a belt, but it kind of helps you. It's amazing how something so simple can do awesome things as far as aiding you and helping someone that's fragile. But my sister put it on her first and was holding it while she walked down the hall, and Diane said she didn't like that one bit. She said she told me when she went to get up, she said, I need a wheelchair. She could, she didn't want to walk back, but she was so, so weak. She was not even getting up, not even hardly using, we got the bedside toilet so she wouldn't have to go for it. But she's feeling like getting up and going to the bathroom. And look, if she's pulling that oxygen off and smoking, my sister said the most she smokes is 2 a day, but that's more than I mean, I don't even think she knew remember she smoked, a month ago. She was so sick. That was the last thing she wanted. But my sister told me, I don't know if I've told you guys, but I get blamed for everything, whether I'm there or not. But she said that my mom had her cigarettes and a lighter in a little case, a little snap case or whatever. And it was outside on the picnic table. She said, well, it just disappeared. Mama said it did. So she got a new pack when she decided she was going to smoke again. And she said, girl, she smoked 2 cigarettes out of it. And the next day she was looking, said she couldn't find it. So she opened another pack. She said the pack that she's got right now is the 4th pack of cigarettes. She keeps saying that there's somebody taking them. And I said, girl, she said, and I went in there and I said, hey, who did Mom? I said, who got blamed for the cigarettes whenever I wasn't here? And she said, you did, bitch. I said, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I get blamed whether I'm here or not. Okay, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can. Yeah, my mom's been a smoker as long, I guess, her whole life. But my dad now, he dipped Copenhagen and Snuff and stuff like that. But as far as them drinking, they had I think Old Charter, a big bottle of that under the counter. And if they had company or occasion, they would have a toddy, as they called it. But as far as drinking, and my dad, he would get kidney stones and he would drink a Miller Lite, one beer, to kind of flush his kidney. But that was it. But now I've had my share of. I mean, I'm just a social drinker. I don't drink every day or nothing like that, but I partake. Uh, Rowena, I told Mercedes girl, hello, love. I told Queen B to give you my phone number, and I'll call you or whatever. But and she may have emailed me back. Honestly, I haven't looked. But how are you, Rowena? Son fucker, good to see you, baby. Mercedes girl, thank you for coming in. How are you? Yes, they are so amazing. My mom's got a male. His name is Matt, and I freaking love him. Well, when they were sent, okay. Also, I was going to tell you. So we had a nurse coming in every day, but now they backed her back off to twice a week. But when she was coming every day, she would have different nurses. But Matt, her nurse, he is so sweet. He's tall, and I think he gets a kick out of us, So he was sitting there today asking mom questions, and my niece and I were sitting there at the table, and she was looking to buy some eyeglasses, and I said, go online to Zini. I said, they usually have a pretty good deal. Well, he was listening to listening, so he was chiming in, and anyway, we got to talking and stuff, and I said, my sister had come in there and sit down, and we were all sitting there shooting the bull, and my mom, and I said, Matt, let me just tell you. I said, I got a little story to tell you. I said, I'm going to see if you ever heard of anything like it. And I start telling the story of whenever I was living up north in Salt Lake, and my living in sin boyfriend, and about my tapeworm, my parasite, and my sister said, when she heard me say that we had went to the ski lodge for the weekend, she knew what was coming. She said, oh my God. And my niece said, what, Mom? She said, what she's fixing to tell. And I said, I don't know why it bothers you. Seriously. I said, it's my story, my tapeworm. I don't know why it bothers you. So anyway, I told him the story, and he started laughing. And I said, what got me, though, when I went to the doctor, Matt, he told me that when he was in medical school, that he had a lot of colleagues that would order that said parasite in larvae form and take it because it helped with weight loss. He said, oh yeah, those things have gotten up to like 27 feet long. I said, well, I'm just here to tell you. He prescribed me one pill, and I didn't take it right away. I'll be honest, I didn't take it. But I finally took it. Then I, seriously, I have to watch what I eat. But anyway, my sister said, and when I told him about that, he's like, well, if you have chickens, because he's got a farm. His wife homeschools their kids, and they have a farm. And he says, they have these things called, I think he said hookworms, and they go in through your feet. And he said they're really it's common to get them if you have to go in the chicken house barefooted. But I'm just going here to ask you, who in the hell would go in a chicken house barefooted? Not I, said the goose. Not I, said the goose. No way in hell would I go barefooted in a freaking chicken house. Yeah, so Xeno of Fire, I'm going to tell you, make it short version as fast as I can. So we go, a friend of ours had a big lodge or whatever, the name of it, anyway, we got home and I was cold, and so I said, I'm going to go run a bath, take me a bath and warm up. And so I was sitting on the toilet using the bathroom, and when I go to reading a magazine, because it was before cell phones was really that